Hey, it's Patrick here. Have Cheetah with you, and me and the Cheetah, we decided we're going to do a little bit of Paw Fu theater today. Paw Fu theater, where we're going to be talking about the 1977 martial arts classic, Executioners from Shaolin. This is out of the case because this is one of the movies that my buddy Catfish left me, and him and I both love martial art movies, so this one's for you, Catfish. So this is a fun movie, and I'm gonna have to go through some of the names. I'll probably crush them all. The only name I know for sure, 100%, is Pei Mai. We used to have a running joke about every single kung fu movie had Pei Mai. Every time there was a white-haired villain, it was Pei Mai. But in this movie, it was Pei Mai. So this movie, it opens and ends sort of strangely. It opens up with a crawl, like you see it on Star Wars. You know, they tell you what's going on. And so this movie opens up with having learned the revolutionaries were using Shaolin Temple as an undercover base. The Manchurian court ordered priest Pei Mai and his top disciple Cao Tin Chung, governor of Kwantong and Kwanzi, to raid the Shaolin Temple there. They surrounded the temple and set fire to it. In an attempt to rescue his disciples, priest Shai Shan entered a crucial duel with priest Pei Mai. Well, he didn't enter a crucial duel, he entered a life and death duel. And it's super stylized. The fight is. You see the temple on fire, and then then you see the fight between the two priests, and it's in an orange background, and it looks pretty even. Actually, it's a good even fight. Of course, you don't really know actually who's going to win because I didn't anyway. Well, anyway, Pei Mai catches him with a really nasty trick, and he's able to defeat the priest, and he kills him. But the rest of a lot of the disciples, they escape. They escaped, from being killed, and so as they running away, all the running away to different small groups meet up with each other, and they know they can't take on Pei Mai because he's just too much for them. And because they look at Pei Mai's, many movies have been done on Pei Mai's, his fighting style, and including one movie that was a pretty well-known one called Invincible Armor, and which Pei Mai was able to defend himself from key crucial points. Like you couldn't really hurt him unless you hit 5 points, and in this movie here, it's about what time you strike them, not where you strike them, but when you strike them. But we'll talk about that in a minute. So it's a really cool opening scene, and we see a lot of the disciples leave. The governor comes over. The first priest, he passes away, and everybody else runs away. And then we see the rest of the disciples running, and they're being chased down by the governor, Pei Mai's protege, Cao Tin Chung, and they finally they're going to get captured, except for one young man, Tung Shinshan, who's played by the mighty Gordon Liu. That's right, Gordon Liu was in this movie. Johnny Moe from Kill Bill, and yep, he's in this movie for a little bit. He holds the line. Against the group of army men that are out being chasing the other disciples, and he decides to make a last stand to buy time for his friends to escape, because they have archers, and he can't really match up against archers. But Tung Shin Shan, he manages to hold off them long enough for his friends to escape, but he dies he dies doing so. So so the rest of the men, they decide they need a cover. They need a cover to escape. So what they do is they join a opera group that is traveling from town to town in a red ship, junks, riverboats, I guess, and so as they're coming up to these groups, because they're doing, exotic martial arts moves and whatnot, we see the lovely Wing Chun, who's played by Lily Lee, and she's just absolutely beautiful, and she is a master of the crane style. That's right, the crane style. She's a master of it. So she proves herself more than a match for some of the young Shaolin Temple disciples. And then they all get on the boat and they sail from town to town trying to help people whoever they can. And as this is going on, he later he later falls. Let's see, Hai Quan is the leader of the disciples that are left, and after he meets Wing Chun, they fall in love on the boat, on one of the ships, and he is a master of tiger style, and she's a crane, but they do not mix. They don't spar against each other, and they don't learn each other's style because of Hai Quan. And I don't know the names for sure. Hai Quan doesn't want that, so it works out initially. I mean, it works out initially. They get married, and it looks like they're gonna help out as much people as they can. But the governor and Pei Mai, they figure out what's going on. They figure out that the remains of the temple are on the boats, and so Pei Mai orders their destruction. And then we see scenes of the boats being fired on, and the men on the boats being killed and whatnot. And they basically say that that everybody scatter, and then we'll try to pick up when we can. So the young couple, Hai Quan, boy, I really am killing that. He and Wing Chun get married, and they live in a small home, and they have a son. And then Hai Quan starts learning to seriously take it to learn the tiger style, and he trains for 10 years. 10 years. That's all he does is train, and they show the montage, sort of like a Rocky movie. And so finally, he feels like he's ready to tackle Pei Mai for the revenge of his friends and his master. So he gets ready to go challenge Pei Mai, and Wing Chun tells him, if he can't beat him, run. And so that's what he does. Hai Quan goes to the Pei Mai's temple, and they have a fight. And right off the bat, you can see that even though he studied for 10 years, his kung fu is no match for Pei Mai, and he's easily defeated. And he runs, and he's beaten really bad, and he stumbles down this long flight of stairs, and Pei Mai pushes off a stone bell after him, hoping to crush him, source of amusement. But one of his friends and his fellow disciples, he has heard about him going to go fight Pei Mai, and he battles through his own opposition to try to help him, and he manages to push the bell away from killing Hai Quan. And then as he's dying, he tells him the secret of Pei Mai's of his technique, that you have to strike Pei Mai's body a certain amount of times during the day, 12, 1, and 3. If you hit him at the right time, or is it 12, 3, 5, 12, 3, 5. If you hit him at a certain area at that time, he's vulnerable. So Hai Quan gets up and he runs. He runs, and so he's going back to his training. So this is what he does. He tries to find out, and trying out. He's practicing to defeat Pai Mei's weaknesses, and he sets up a. It's pretty modern for the time because this is set in ancient times. It's pretty modern. It's like it's a hitting. It's a figure with glass marbles, and Hai Quan hits the man. And his goal is to hit and grab a red marble. If he grabs a red marble at the right time, it shows that it's an effective shot. So he practices long and hard, and he gets better and better, and he gets better in the next 7 years than he did the first 10. And his tiger style is getting very impressive. But he again does not, he does not, and him and Lily do not cross path, or Wing Chun. They did not pass. They did not share techniques. So after 7 years, and his son's now 17, and he's been fighting his dad. He's been fighting his dad, and he's learning styles, and he's fighting. But then it's time for his dad to take on Pai Mei again, but his son doesn't want him to go because he's scared, because his mom says, well, Dad will just run back here if he loses. And his mom says, I don't think so, because your dad is much improved. Pai Mei let him go the first time because he didn't take him seriously, but he'll be forced to take him seriously this time. And once that happens, Pai Mei will kill him if he can. So Hai Quan does go to the temple again, and he fights. He goes through the henchmen, and he gets up there, and he fights Pai Mei, and for a while they hold their own. And he strikes Pai Mei in certain areas. He's able to land blows on him, but not the killing blow. And he's trying, he's hitting at the right time. And then Pai Mei tells him, he says, last time, if you had tried that last time, you would have been able to defeat me. But this time, I have learned to move my chi elsewhere. So it's going. You never know where it's going to be. You think it's going to be here at 1 o'clock, but I can move it at will. And so that sort of defeats his plan. His tiger style is still effective, but he's not going to be able to beat Pai Mei. And so Pai Mei beats him, and this time he doesn't let him run. And he beats him pretty severely, and he uses the same trick that he used, the same technique that he used to kill the original priest. And it results in a broken leg. He shatters the guy's knee. That's his technique. He traps the foot between his groin, between the legs by his groin, and then he throws a power punch and breaks his knee. Can't fight on one leg. So Hai Quan is laying there, and he orders his second disciple, the governor, to hold him, and they want him alive. But Hai Quan kills the governor. He still has enough left in him that he kills him. He crushes his throat and kills him, and Pai Mei kills him. Now the son, named Wingding, he comes to the disciple. I mean, he comes to the temple. He wants to fight revenge. He wants to get revenge, but his and he doesn't, but his kung fu sort of like, it's a little bit of Crane style, but his dad never taught him tiger, and so he, in a short amount of time, he learns to do both. It's sort of a bastardized combination of tiger and Crane. He's only about 17 years old. He's not very big, but he practices very hard, and he has the element of surprise because Pai Mei will be expecting tiger style like he did his dad. What he won't be expecting is the Crane style, which is his mom's. So that's what he does. He goes back to the temple to fight Pai Mei, and initially it looks to be just a complete one-sided fight. But Wang Din, all of a sudden he starts making some hits, and Pai Mei's like, okay, I'm going to end this real quick, and he goes to his surefire technique, but Wang Din manages to overcome that, and he uses a special technique that he had actually been used on his dad to defeat that move that Pai Mei has used to kill much better fighters, and on it then he's able to kill Pai Mei himself. And now the fight with Pai Mei, including the death shot, They don't show that. It's a weird one because Wing Ding is badly injured. He manages to beat Pei Mai, and you don't know if he escapes or not because they rolled down the hill. They're both alive. They're both alive. We don't see the killing shot. We see that, yes, he's hurt him, but it's not like we see him dying. But it's weird because they show both parties rolling down the steps, and then it's superimposed again with a crawl, saying how Tiger and Crane style combined to defeat Pei Mai is what finally killed Pei Mai. But I wish we could have saw it. This is a really fun martial arts film. I don't know the styles very well. I'm not a martial artist. I do love watching martial arts films, so I mean I can see technique when they show it on TV. Like I know Crane style and Tiger style, and and Mantis and what have you, Wing Chun, Jit-Kune-Do. I can see some styles, but I don't know how to do it. I just recognize it. So all I know is that this movie was a really well made movie, and well done, and I liked it. I liked it a lot. They had just amount of fighting in it. It wasn't a It wasn't a okay, you killed my master. I get technique and kill everybody at the end. No, in this one here, the main hero does not succeed in killing his enemy. It's up to his son, and we're not even sure if his son escapes. That's really the ending of the movie is like, we don't know. It's just, he might have killed Pei Mai, but the shape that he was in, that might have been all that he was able to do because he was pretty wiped out. So it was a really interesting movie in that effect. It wasn't the usual, macho. It was just like, okay, the dad died. We don't know about the kid. The acting was pretty good. That's dubbed in English, so you can watch it and shout. You can watch it in Mandarin. But the dub is not bad. It's not super cheesy or anything like that. The fighting scenes are top notch for the most part. I really like those. They shows the different techniques that they used, and wow, that these are not just actors. They're not acting kung fuers. They're active. They're martial artists. I mean, you could tell that by their techniques, with their training. You could just feel the raw power of Hai Quan. I mean, the way he strikes, the way he trains. I mean, you just would not want to get hit by him at all on any level. So overall, I really would recommend this. This is an older classic. This is from 1977. And again, one of the highlights being Pei Mai. And of course, Pei Mai was in Kill Bill. He was in Kill Bill. He's the one that trained the bride in the 5-point exploding heart technique. And Gordon Liu, who was in this movie, and he also was in Kill Bill, and he played Johnny Mo, who led the 88, and he also played Pei Mai in that movie as well. So he played Johnny Mo, the leader of the evil 88 of Oren Ishii, and then he came back and he played Pei Mai as well. So really cool connections, I thought. Unfortunately, there's no, this movie's a little too old. They didn't get any special, they didn't put any special features on this. This might have been a little too old. Don't know how many of the cast members are still alive today, from the movie, directors, anything else. I mean, it'd been very difficult to do. But still, if you get a chance to see this, I got mine on a solo disc. This is a solo disc. But a lot of martial arts movies like this are put in multi-packs. So if you see a multi-pack with this in it, it might be worth picking it up. Personally, I would try to find a single disc. It'd probably be worth your time. The picture is excellent. This was released by Arc Entertainment from Canada. So they actually put together good transfers. Arc Entertainment does good transfers. All right, so that's all we got for a Paw Fu Theater. Little Mantis for you. All right. Paw Fu Theater. fact, the Paw Fu master is right here. What's going on, Paw Fu? All right. That's right. Paw Fu. Paw Fu. Thanks for watching. If you like martial arts films and kung fu fighters, drop a comment down below. Let us know tell me what style you like, which actors you like, which movies you like, which movies we should watch. We're going to try to do a few more martial arts films over here. I know that me and the Owl, the Bat, as you know, we've already done a couple of martial arts films on the Midnight Society. We plan on doing more, and those will be coming up soon. But yeah, let us know what you think. Hit the sub button, hit the notification bell, and drop a comment. All right, on the behalf of Pei Mai here. All right. I don't know if you like me calling him Pei Mai. Either that or he thinks I'm getting them a slice of pie. Either way. Thanks for watching, and we will talk to you soon. Peace.